Hey everybody, it's Jeff from New York, and today we're back in Orlando. We're going to do the top 10 restrooms and lockers in the Orlando area. Now, I'm just playing with you guys. We're in Disney's Epcot, and we're going to check out the World Showcase here at the Epcot Center. Epcot, like all Disney parks, is extremely huge, and to make a decent video, it's got to be broken down into sections. Epcot physically is in two sections, one section being Future World, which is where we are now, right by the entrance, with Spaceship Earth, that iconic golf ball looking structure in front of us. And the other section here is World Showcase. Today we're going to focus on that World Showcase area. It's 12 different countries surrounding a huge lake, and we're going to walk all those countries today, and then eventually in other videos visit each country separately. You can actually go inside Spaceship Earth here, and there's a ride inside called, you guessed it, Spaceship Earth, where you can explore the history of innovations from the Stone Age to the digital age. But again, that's another video, another time. We're going to start heading towards the back of the Future World area and start heading towards the World Showcase. So come on, it's going to be fun. That structure up ahead is the Disney Monorail, one of the many modes of transportation you can use to get around to all the Disney parks and hotels around here. Not only do you have the monorail, you have the Skyliner, there's boats and ferries as well as buses, and you can take all those modes of transportation for free even if you're not a guest at a Disney hotel. Epcot happens to be one of the parks that's accessible through all modes of transportation that Disney has to offer. You can get here via monorail, boats, ferries, Skyliner, buses, you name it. They'll take you to Epcot. And I will have a video coming up shortly that discusses all the different modes of transportation around the Disney parks and hotels, and we go for a ride on all of them. And if you haven't noticed, there's lots of flowers, gardens, and topiaries around here, and that's because we're visiting during Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. It happens every year from spring through summer. This here around these parts is known as the Fantastic Five. They include Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Pluto, Goofy, and Donald Duck. If you spot one of them in this video, I'm not going to say which one, but if you spot one of them, leave a comment in the comment section below as far as the timestamp where you spotted them, and you'll get a shout out in an upcoming video. And by the way, if you see a Disney character or topiary, for example, a topiary Mickey or a Mickey Mouse walking around the park, that doesn't count. I'm looking for the flash of one of the New York mascots shown here. The area we're heading into now is called the Showcase Plaza, and it's the beginning of that large circle that goes around the huge lake here where all the countries are located. This area is kind of a transitional area between the two areas of Epcot, the Future World area and the World Showcase area. When we get to the lake, we're going to make a left and go around the lake clockwise. There's always a debate whether you should go to the left or to the right. We're going to the left. The first country we'll see is Mexico, and you can see the pyramid up ahead already. If we were to make a right, it would be Canada. So we're surrounded by both our neighbors here in the U.S. And now we're crossing this bridge and heading into the Mexico area of the World Showcase. Again, the first country if you're walking this showcase clockwise. And again, today, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to walk around the lake. We're not going to go into detail with every country. We're not going to visit all the places in the Mexico Pavilion. We're just going to walk through, show you all the places, all the countries, walk around the lake, and then I'm going to break each country down individually in separate videos as we go forward. One of the attractions or rides here at the Mexican Pavilion include the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, and when I do that Mexican video, we'll actually go on that. It's a water ride. It's pretty cool. Also in that pyramid is a lot of shopping and some restaurants. Some of the restaurants here at the Mexican Pavilion include La Cantina de San Angel, La Hacienda de San Angel, Choza de Margarita, La Cava de Tequila, and San Angel Inn Restaurant. And I can pretty much guarantee you they're all serving up some good Mexican food. And now we're heading into the country of Norway, home of the Frozen characters. If you're a big Frozen fan, it's ground zero for Elsa, Anna, and Kristoff. Also, the attraction here is Frozen Ever After, where you board a wooden Viking ship and sail through the fantastical world of the movie Frozen. The Norway Pavilion also has a fantastic bakery called Kringla Bakery Og Cafe, and I know I'm going to butcher a lot of these words as we go around the World Showcase, so please forgive me. There's a cool Viking museum or exhibit, if you will, here at the Norway Pavilion, which will be covered in the Norway video. That line you see on the left here is for the ride Frozen Ever After, which is extremely popular here in the park. It's so popular, as a matter of fact, that the line stretches all the way from Norway to China. That's right, now we're heading into the China Pavilion here at the World Showcase. One of the attractions here at the China Pavilion is Reflections of China. You can view the world's most populous country in this Circle Vision 360 film. There's also Chinese restaurants here, as well as Joy of Tea, where you can sample different Chinese teas. There's also a huge Chinese gift shop here that seems to go on forever. It's really big. Okay, so that's 3 countries down, Mexico, Norway, and China, and 8 to go. I know I said there were 12 countries here, there's actually 11. Please don't sue me, and absolutely no refunds. The area we're heading into now isn't a country, it's called the Outpost, and it's a place where you can relax in between and pick up some refreshments, some souvenirs. It's really not country specific, kind of like Switzerland, so I guess you can say we're visiting 12 countries, but not technically. Alrighty then, put on your lederhosen, we're heading into Germany now. If you're looking for a nice cold beer, and you should by now, this is the great place to get one. Some of the restaurants here at the Germany Pavilion include Beer Garden Restaurant and Summerfest. There's also a candy shop here called Caramel Couche, which I'm sure I mispronounced. All things caramel, or caramel, whichever you prefer. Coming up on the left here is a topiary of Snow White, who apparently was German. Also coming up on the left here is an entire town with a miniature railway going through it. It's really beautiful. Unfortunately, not in this video. It will be in the Germany Pavilion video, however. Ciao, my peasants. We're now heading into Italy, the Italian Pavilion here at the World Showcase. Some of the restaurants here at the Italian Pavilion include Tutto Italia Ristorante, Tutto Gusto Wine Cellar, and Via Napoli Ristorante e Pizzeria. And I'm going to give you my opinion, even though you didn't ask for it. Disney does not do Italian restaurants well. As a matter of fact, Orlando doesn't. As a matter of fact, Florida doesn't, nor does the entire country, unless you're eating Italian food in the Northeast. But I wouldn't mind trying some of that Italian wine while I'm here. On the left, you'll see a construction wall, and actually you'll see lots of them around Epcot, especially Epcot, but in all the Disney parks here. They're all preparing for the 50th anniversary of Disney World, which is starting this fall, and all the parks are getting ready for them, including Epcot, which is undergoing some major renovations right now, getting prepared for that event. And here we are at the American Pavilion, or as I call it here at Epcot, the American Adventure. The American Adventure is exactly halfway across the lake from where we walked in, so we must be pretty much halfway through our journey here today. On the right-hand side on the lake is the America Gardens Theater. There's usually a band playing there every hour or every other hour. When I was here, there was a cool rock and roll band playing. That's going to be in the America video that's coming up shortly. There's also lots to see and do here in the American Pavilion. Some of the restaurants here at the American Pavilion include Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company, Fife and Drum Tavern, Regal Eagle Smokehouse Craft Drafts and Barbecue, and a funnel cake place. There's a show here called The American Adventure where you can explore the past and future of America through film, music, and audio animatronics. There's also a very cool store here called the Art of Disney. It's got all of the history of the animation and things like that. It's a great place to visit. It will be in that American video as well. And now we enter the Japan Pavilion. Some of the restaurants here at the Japan Pavilion include Kabuki Cafe, Katsura Grill, and Teppan Ido. Japan is also home to a very large gift shop of some really exclusive items, all Japanese of course, and some of them very pricey. I spent quite a bit of time in there in the Japan Pavilion video. And all of these pavilions that we've been in and are heading towards offer a lot of photo opportunities, and I suggest at least one or two in each of the countries. And now we head into North Africa to the wonderful Pavilion of Morocco. You can see the Marrakesh market on the left there, and there's also a Spice Road table as far as restaurants are concerned here in Morocco. And as far as shopping in the Moroccan Pavilion, you have Souk Al Mareb, which is kind of like a Moroccan market. And as we leave Morocco, we enter the beautiful French Pavilion, or France Pavilion. So, okay, here's where I struggle with a lot of pronunciation, and I have tons of respect for languages around the world, so please, no disrespect meant. Some of the restaurants here in the France Pavilion include Crêpes des Chefs de France, Le Vins de Chefs de France, Chefs de France, L'Artisan des Glaces, Les Halles Boulangeries Pasteurées. I'm so sorry. I will say, unlike Italian, Disney does French very well. One of the attractions here at the France Pavilion include the Palais du Cinéma, which includes Beauty and the Beast sing-along, a sing-along while enjoying a twist on this tale as old as time, as well as Impression de France, see I'm getting better, experience the grandeur and charm of the French countryside through film. As far as shopping here in the France Pavilion, there's the La Signature et Plume et Palette, presented by Gilles et Givenchy. Or as Jeff from New York would say, they sell lots of perfumes that smell good here. Don't forget your platinum card. The upcoming video that I break out separately for the France Pavilion is done at night, and I have to say this is one of the most beautiful pavilions of all at nighttime. And as we leave the France Pavilion, we're coming into an area known as the International Gateway here at the World Showcase. Again, it's a nondescript as far as countries are concerned, area to hang out, do a little shopping, grab a beer or something as you continue your walk around the lake. This is also the area where the Skyliner picks up and drops off people. Again, Skyliner being one of those transportation modes that hits a lot of the parks and hotels here in the Disney World area. And as we leave this small international gateway area of the World Showcase, we enter the United Kingdom Pavilion. So I hope you guys appreciate all the background music that I've been playing as we go through each country's pavilion here at Epcot. I knew that the UK and the next country would be the toughest ones as far as finding music that I could play. Of course, I'd love to play some Beatles music going through the UK or even some punk rock, but of course I can't do that for copyright reasons, so I had to find something, and I found this Baroque song. It's gonna have to do because, as I say, if it ain't Baroque, don't fix it. Some of the restaurants here in the United Kingdom Pavilion include Rose and Crown Pub, Yorkshire County Fish Soup, and Rose and Crown Dining Room. Coming up on the right, or the lakeside, are topiaries of Kermit the Frog and his beau, Miss Piggy. And last but not least, we have the Canadian Pavilion here at Epcot Center. Of course, this would be the first pavilion if you're going counterclockwise, but really, who goes counterclockwise these days? Perhaps I should have gone counterclockwise because outside of the US, Canada and the UK are my two biggest subscriber countries. An attraction here to check out in the Canada Pavilion is Canada Far and Wide in Circle Vision 360. Explore Canada in an updated edition of the classic Epcot Circle Vision 360 film. And as far as restaurants here in the Canadian Pavilion, you have Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company, as well as Le Cellier Steakhouse, perhaps one of the best steakhouses in all of Disney World. Hey! You're all going in the wrong direction. It's clockwise, not counterclockwise. And that's pretty much it for a general walk around Epcot's World Showcase. Like I said, all of these countries will be explored individually in separate videos. We'll visit the restaurants, the shopping, the attractions, and in some cases rides as we walk around the lake here. And of course, this is the World Showcase area of Epcot. We haven't even explored the Future World area of Epcot, which we'll do in the future as well. And now we're back at the Showcase Plaza where we actually walked into the World Showcase. We went in a complete circle around the lake. Now we're heading back towards the entrance of Epcot. So what'd you think of the World Showcase? Have you visited Epcot before? And if you have you walked the World Showcase, and what country is your favorite? And even if you haven't, if you're a visitor of this video and you've never been here before, which countries seem to intrigue you the most? Leave a comment below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.